Woman, 1984. What year were you born?
1981. So
you were alive for this?
I missed her by 3 years.
By 3 years.
That's when she disappeared. 84 is a good year. Back to the Future came out that year.
A lot of Stranger Things is based in that year. Like you see a lot of pop culture, like now, like whenever they reference the 80s, it's 1984.
84 seemed to be the year. Wonder Woman, 1984. Let me first by saying I love the first Wonder Woman. I thought that was a very.
Bro, this chair is very squeaky.
I thought the first Wonder Woman worked for me, and there were epic moments, there were emotional, moments, and so let me reference that. What did you feel about the first one? I
love the first one.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, better than Captain Marvel.
I'm not allowed to say anything about Captain Marvel. I got in trouble last time.
Oh man. Paul, what is your first impression of this movie?
I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, you don't love. Oh, okay. You only like it.
I like it a lot.
Okay, so you don't love it though.
I don't not love it. Like,
okay.
But love is a very strong word. Like, I love Man of Steel.
Oh, I love Man of Steel.
But I also like Shazam. Like, I don't know.
Okay, so
like
so
there's some movies that you love.
It's
that
between
you can watch.
It's between Shazam and Man of Steel. That's
yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you? You don't like this, huh?
I liked it. I don't think it's better than the first one at all. By far, it's not even close. But I enjoyed it. I think it had some elements that worked and some that needs more explaining and some that just didn't work at all for me. So, what are some things that you like? Let's start with that. What are some things you like about this?
I like the whole feel of the movie. The movie feels like it feels like an 80s action superhero movie.
So you're not sick of the 80s yet. Okay.
I wasn't sick of the 80s like I was sick of the 90s in Captain Marvel. Does that make sense?
No, because there's been more movies and shows that's done the 80s more than 90s in the last 2 years.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Wonder Woman did it better than Captain Marvel did with the 90s.
I would have to agree with that.
And I just like Wonder Woman better anyway. So I like that. I really liked Gal Gadot. Like she was made to be Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
In this day and age.
Yes.
Pedro Pascal as Maxwell Lord. He was that kooky. He was a kooky, like 80s villain. That's what he was.
Okay.
Like this movie's not supposed to be set in present day, so you're not getting like a serious present day thing. He was like one of those infomercial like bad guys.
Was he the bad guy?
He was the bad guy. He was the main bad guy. No, this is how I see it.
Okay.
He was the main bad guy,
okay.
And the only reason Cheetah was in it. It was to have a physical altercation. That's it. That's why Cheetah's in this movie.
And I'll talk about that later. So, anything else that you liked?
Overall, I like the movie. It's fun. I'd watch it again. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Paul. I think this is probably Gal Gadot. I don't know how to say her name correct. Her best performance.
I agree.
Emotionally, she worked for me. That by the way, this is a spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen it, turn this on and come back. But that one scene when she had to say goodbye to Steve again, which I thought was gonna. And you can feel her emotion and her acting is actually a lot better than the first Wonder Woman, in my opinion. At least the emotional scenes. The physical aspects of it is still the same. She's still, like Paul says, she was made to be. This role was made for her to be Wonder Woman. So. I didn't have an issue how Steve came back. Did you?
No,
Okay.
For the longest time, like when I saw the trailer, I was like, dude, how are they gonna pull this off? And the way they did it, spoiler alert, it was a dreamstone. She wished that he was back somehow, but with a wish comes like consequence.
Yeah.
And so the consequence was she was losing her powers.
Okay.
And like everybody got wishes who came in contact with Maxwell Lord. But I liked that. I liked that it came in that form.
One thing I do love about this movie is it's very vibrant. What's the word? Vibrant?
Sure.
Yeah. Like it was lit up, the color was so colorful. Yeah, there it goes. This is exactly what the 80s was, apparently.
It's the 80s, dude.
So, anything else I like about this movie?
Let's go. All right, let's just say what you don't like about this movie, because I feel like that's gonna be a longer list.
No, it's not long. I'm gonna save it for my podcast too. But first thing of all, it's very predictable. When you bring in, they kind of made up this thing where there's a stone that's been a god of wish, a god of lie. It was almost like there was no backstory to this wishing god. It's just basically they gave you maybe a couple monologue or a couple scene of it came from the Mayans and let's go see this guy and explain. It was kind of it was really clunky. It didn't make sense for me to throw that in to bring. I wanted to be maybe one of the gods, Zeus or somebody, that mythology that she came from, kind of saved him from that plane and kind of kept him there until it was the right time to bring him back. Something like that. I didn't like that wish. And first of all,
I'm gonna disagree with you there. Okay. I like the way they did it.
I'm okay
the details of the rock and the stone and
that's a problem.
That's fine with me.
Okay,
because that's not the movie that we're watching.
I get that, but it was kind of here, you have to accept the fact this is it. You just have to accept it, and I accepted. I liked the way it was okay. I didn't mind it the way, but I just think it was kind of clunky the way they trying to explain it and throw it into the plot. Secondly, Cheetah had no arc in this story. She was the sole purpose was to have the physical combat. Excuse me, I spit. Like Paul said, against Wonder Woman. That's it. There's nothing special about her in this movie. It was more about Max. What's his name?
Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, Maxwell Lord. And so his character was kind of goofy. Now that I kind of understand what Paul explained it, okay, I can see that being okay. I had a problem with him from the beginning. Other thing I didn't like is maybe it's just me. I like details. Paul knows this. I am into details. I can't stand the fact that she can fly now. And it only took one explanation. Wait.
That was a good explanation.
It was not. All you do is you just got to feel the wind, and then I'm like,
but that's
you can fly.
Okay. I'm gonna defend this.
Okay, go ahead.
So Wonder Woman can always fly.
No,
I don't care who you think you are. If you know Wonder Woman can fly. So,
wait, is this in the comics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wonder Woman can fly.
Okay.
Anyway, so that was not the way she learned. That was her motivation of learning. She's a goddess, dude. She can do anything she wants. She just gotta be well, what's my motivation? How do I get to this point? So that was Steve explaining to her how to fly, but was just her okay, maybe I can do this.
No, I disagree. Her point of view when she started flying is basically to remember his. Because remember, she says the only thing that kept my memory, she thinks of him all the time, is when she looked up and she see flying, plane flying. I don't think she ever had a motivation to fly. That's not her.
No, she didn't have the motivation to fly, but when she was flying through the air and she's maybe I can fly, maybe I should try this, and then she remembers Steve's words, and then it's she's a goddess, dude. She can do whatever she wants.
Okay, you take that
my boy.
Well, that's different. Man of Steel explained it perfectly, and so come at me. That's right. I had an issue with that, but you know what? All in all, I still enjoyed it. I didn't love it like I did in Wonder Woman, the first one.
All right, give it a rating.
I'd give this probably Blu-ray.
Okay, Blu-ray. I will give it a Blu-ray, but it's
wow!
This is a low Bluray.
Yeah,
and mine's a high Blu-ray.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong. I like this movie. I like one other thing. The action didn't look that good.
There were a few janky CGI moments.
Yeah, especially when she was running. It didn't look like she was running. It looked like
ice
she was
skating.
Floating. So ice skating.
Flash.
And then, I hate it when movies do this, but they have that big fight scene in the dark. Which that means they're trying to hide.
Sense. Yeah, trying to hide Cheetah.
They're trying to hide Cheetah. So other than that, it's still good. It's still good.
I would say it's worth getting HBO Max to go watch it. Yeah. HBO Max has a lot of other cool stuff, especially if you like DC. Has a lot of DC.
That's the only reason why he's getting HBO Max.
That's why.
That's why. So it's not really that great unless there's DC in it. So
all right, see you guys.
See you, nerds.